Hey guys, so I just got back from squad tour. Couldn't have gone better. First up, I'm wearing my VIP. And so I showed up wearing a JoJo jacket, these leggings, and this crop top. Then, so what happened? First up, we get up at 4 a.m., which I'm fine with. I'm excited about it. And so we get up, best part, well, one of, like, a highlight moment was the fact that I didn't have to take an anemia pill today. And so we get up, I get changed, and I fix my hair in a somewhat nicer ponytail. And I make sure everything's in the car bag. We get in the car. We leave. We have like a 5-hour drive ahead of us. So then we finally get to the place. We're like first in line, first on the list, because you had to sign in with a list for some reason. And then, like, we were just hanging out, like, in the freezing cold, like, I'm excited at this point, still doesn't seem real. You know, like, a security guy was, like, kind of being there. What happened once we got there, we weren't sure if it was the right place, and so what happened was that we walked up, and I saw Tiffany Raquel in there, like, setting out merch, and I'm like, we're at the right place. So we, like, wait in line, sign in, all of that. We're waiting, and they're, like, behind schedule. Oh, I'm seeing people complain, hearing people complain about everything. It was kind of getting annoying, waiting in the line, and then they finally, they were a little bit late, they finally announced that the baby eye tickets were up first. Meaning whether you were at the back of the line or the beginning of the line, you weren't going in unless you were a baby eye ticket, which was a $550 ticket to go backstage, which I got to do. And I'll get to that in a sec. So then finally, only 30 minutes later, our baby eyes were done because they have like 30 minutes and stuff. And like, it's almost time for the VIPs. And Dad's like, when we go in, you can pick out something to buy. We're going to make it worth it. Then, so what happened is then they finally announced the VIPs, and they're like 15 people at a time. So when, and we're like first in line, we walk in, we go straight over to the merch. And I bought this jacket. And then first we get in, they hand me this. I put it on, and then they hand me this poster at Norda it looks really bad, it's autographed and stuff. But I plastic wrapped it because it's pure gold in my universe. Then we get to the merch booth. I ended up picking this bracelet, and then Dad's like, you gotta get something better than that. So, he went like, I'll get you the bracelet, but like pick out like a jacket or a sweatshirt or a shirt or something else with it. And I'm like, okay, free merch, I'll take it. Well, it wasn't free, my dad paid for it. Alright, so then I picked this out this like sweatshirt thing, and then we like finished paying. We got to meet Dee Dee, Piper's aunt, and then we went over to the line for the meet and greet. First in line again. All of a sudden, they come out, and I'm mind blown. Mind blown. At this point, I'm already starting to shake. And then I went up. I got a picture, which, by the way, the pictures and videos will be posted tomorrow. And the reasoning is because we got like a video on my dad's phone, and what happened was I left my phone in the car, so most of the videos and pictures got done, and we got one on my dad's phone too, of Eliana Solo, and we got a bunch on the camera. We have a camera, so we're posting them tomorrow. But anyway, something really cool happens. So, like, first up we get, then, like, we finish with, like, the group meet and greet. Then what that means is that they do a group photo with each person, with all 15, and then they go around, like, meet and greeting the fans one-on-one. So then, and at this point, I hugged everyone in the squad already, and then all of a sudden, and, like, I, like, start one-on-one meet and greeting people, hugged all of them again, which I can officially say I've been hugged by 4 boys outside of my family. And by 4, I mean my crush, Ash, Lev, Jensen, and Lion. Then all of a sudden, and we, like, finished with that, and they're like, the stage is over this way, and so, like, we went into the stage room, and we, like, got the very front. What happened was we got the very front, but a girl, or some girl, like, got in front of us, like, she literally cut and got in front of us, and what happened was I moved over to, like, window area, you know, like, so I could, like, see the stage and stuff, and I was front row, but there was one little kid kind of, 2 people kind of in front of us, and this woman, like, I had a spot near her, and she, like, told me to, like, come, like, stand in it, very front row, which, by the way, while we were waiting in line outside, this random girl, I forget her name, sorry, and that's, like, some country singer, ended up, like, passing out autographs and stuff. Let me actually find her autograph. We got a lot of greatness. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. No. It's somewhere in here. Let's see. Okay, I think I left it in the car. Or if, let me, like, fully dump this out. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. So I left it in the car because I had it in the car. But this girl, like, passes out little autograph things. So then I'm just her. She, like, then, like, 12 o'clock hits. And then this girl, like, comes out, and, like, she does a couple little numbers. The crowd's getting excited, I'm excited. And then all of a sudden, the squad comes out on stage, and, like, I'm excited, like, I top of my lungs screaming, like, fangirling 100%. Like, 'cause I dreamed of meeting Eliana, watching her do a solo for over 6 years now. Actually, I'm not 100% sure, but since season 6 of Dance Moms came out. And the mini team became a thing and she was on there. But then, and actually I need to show you something first, because it fast forwards back, like, the tiniest bit, which is that Piper autographed this by accident, and now it's like, sealed up. Also, here are my autographs. We got Eliana, we got Ellie, we got, I think, we got Lev, we got Emily, we got Jenna, we got Piper, and I think this is another, oh wait, I think this one is lion. But anyway, we got that. Then, to get even more exciting, all of a sudden they're like, who's here celebrating their birthday? Like, they did a couple numbers and they're like, who's celebrating their birthday? And I raised my hand, like jumping up and down, trying to get them to know me. And first, I like stood next to like Jenna, like for the meet and greet. Like Jenna and me like vibed really well. Me and all of them did, but like to a new level of like I kept getting put next to her. Then all of a sudden, and Jenna points at me, and I'm like, wait, and to come up on stage. So then they did with a couple of people. Then I go over, or not think, like everyone telling me to go to the entrance to get on stage, and I'm like, what? It's not me, there's no way. Get to the entrance, and then Peggy, Piper's manager, tells me to run up on stage, and I'm like, I'm shaking, I'm like mind blown. And so I go up on stage, and then Jenna pulls me over near her, and then I'm announcing like the different people, letting them like I say their name and how old they were, or because we were celebrating my birthday in a way. Then, and he's like, we got one more, and then Jenna looks and says stop, and he's like, what? She's like, we have one more over here. And then, so Jenna personally picked me to come up on stage. Went up, puts the microphone in front of me, and I'm mind blown. And I'm like, Wally, and I'm 16, like, just mind blown. So I go back down and stuff. Peggy, like, holds my hand. We walk down the ramp. She's like, go find your parent, or parents. So I go back to my dad. And then soon later, they do a couple more numbers. It's fun. I'm jumping up and down, top of my lungs, excited, screaming. And then all of a sudden, they're like, should we do a merch throw? They said something, then they did one performance, and then they started throwing merch. And what happened, well, I'm not going to give the full thing because I don't want to call people out. But what kind of happened was that my dad had his hand on this Baby Eye Butterflies crop top. Actually, I'm not really calling people out, but I am going to say something which is in a size small, which is a little bit big for me. And then literally, my dad had his hand on it, and like two other like grown adult women, and had their hands on it. And one of them legitimately looked at my dad, let go of it, and gave him the look of like, let your daughter have it. And then this other woman, pretty much my dad stole it from this other woman, but not really. Because her hand was on it, but my dad's was on it even more, and my dad's hand was on it first. Or so therefore by default my dad got it, because his hand was on it first. Because there was no way I was going to catch it, because it was way above me, like, going farther out. So my dad caught it and then gave it to me, and I, like, was mind blown, and, like, I'm still mind blown. And then they started throwing beach balls at one point, which, go check out the squad's Instagram stories. Because I'm in one for each of them, and I'm in a TikTok, but you kind of can't see me. I don't know. I'm about to watch the TikTok in a minute, which I went and where is it? I'm just losing everything, which this was, I'm gonna cover this part of. This was my dad's ticket, and this was mine. And I ended up getting this on our way home because we stopped to get food somewhere. I literally just had it, but here, I'll find it and I'll find it soon. Basically, I have the marker in a bag because in it under there, in a bag because they touched it pure gold now. And so they started throwing beach balls, and what happened was that most of them, because there was like a gate thing, and then this, like an opening between the gate and the stage, and they did that so crazy fans don't run up on stage. So then all of a sudden, and like all the balls kept like beach balls started falling, like they kept like just staying, like falling in this opening. And like, so Jensen literally got down and started tossing them out, and they said if you catch one, you keep it. Unfortunately, my dad did catch one. He wasn't, because I was already getting a bunch, and it was a beach ball and stuff, and he felt bad there was a person behind him, like a little girl behind him who really wanted it, or we thought. Well, like, she wasn't, like, really getting called out or anything. So he gave it to her, and she throws it back up. And I'm, like, the most annoyed with that, because I'm, like, I could have kept that. And what were you thinking? You could have had a free beach ball touched by the squad. Well, then all of a sudden Jensen started going like around, like high-fiving everyone in the very, very front. I missed it for a second, and then he came back around and he high-fived, and since then I have not washed my hands. That sounds bad, but tomorrow I am going to put all of this stuff up on this wall with a do not touch sign. I need to go eat. And literally, I was shaking throughout the whole thing. Like, it's mind-blowing how much amazing stuff happened for me. And some people may say I'm a jealous person for taking so much. But I used my ticket for everything I could. And by the way, if you're looking into it, don't get a baby eye ticket. Get a VIP one. It's a lot cheaper, and I end up going backstage anyways, because I was called out. And even if you're not, like, still, like, a lot happened, and I got the same thing that the baby eye ticket got. The only thing they got that I didn't was they got to go in 30 minutes early before me. So it's a waste of $500. But if you do the $250 one,